the inability to shoot the three for the first 3 quarters of the game bites this team in the rear end. Raptors lose 104-99 to the Milwaukee Bucks, have now dropped 2 straight games. This game has a few issues in it. Number 1, like I said, the inability to shoot the three in the first 3 quarters. They were shooting at it at a ridiculously good rate. The Raptors were not. The other problem, Kyle Lowry not being able to shoot at all. He puts up a goose egg on the board in the points category. He goes 0 of 5 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3. Look, we've talked about this guy needing to be good, needing to be half decent. We need to make him get at least 5 points here. Lowry has been horrendous offensively. Look, I get it. 7 assists, 5 rebounds. For a small guard, that's great. But the problem is he has not shot the ball well. And I've seen in the comments, guys, $31 million. I get it. I understand he's making a lot of money. And he knows that. And everybody knows it. But he has not shot the ball well for quite some time now. 5 games, whatever it is, 5, 6 games. He had 1 where he went off. And yeah, the team has been horrendous shooting the three through the last, 3 or 4 games. But in this game, you make a couple more threes and you're winning this ball game. Look, I understand Serge Ibaka was wide open from 3 at countless times. But he took 11 threes. Now, he did knock in 4, but that's not a great percentage. He was 10 of 21 from the field. Yeah, 24.6 boards, 4 dimes. He had a big night. Siakam with 17.7 boards. Leonard 18 points, 8 boards. Not a big night for him. Fred VanVleet off the bench had 19. And we're going to get to that in a second. Let's break this thing down here. Look, Milwaukee Bucks are a great team. The Raptors are still first in the Eastern Conference, but they have not played like it lately. First quarter, the Raptors actually play half decent. They're having a tough time shooting the 3, but they're making all their other shots count, and they're playing pretty good defense. You're plus 5 after 1 quarter of play, 30-25. Second quarter, though, you start taking a bunch of threes. You miss a ton of them, and the Bucks do not, and they're plus 7. And the Raptors are minus 2 at halftime. But it's only 2 points, whatever, it's fine. Third quarter rolls around. You're minus 3, 28-25. You still can't shoot the ball. And you're stuck, 4? Actually, no, you're stuck 6. Heading into the fourth quarter. At one point in the fourth, the Raptors just can't make a shot. They can't defend. And they are down by 11. And we're like, what is happening? Then the defense starts to dig in, and the Raptors start to come back, and at some point tie the game. But then, some miscues defensively. Giannis with a wide open dunk there in the dying seconds there to make it a 3-point game. And Nick Nurse, I've loved a lot of the things he's done. I question this. He put in C.J. Miles to take the inbound play. But he took out Fred VanVleet. Freddie had 19, as I said. Shot 7 of 12. 5 of 7 from 3. What do you need to tie the game? You need a 3. And you take him out of the game. The only guy other than Pascal Siakam and Danny Green, who shot over 50% from 3, but only those guys only took 4 attempts. VanVleet was 5 of 7. And you take him out. I get it. CJ's the taller guy and you want him on the inbound. But you're telling me there's no other guy that could have done the inbound play? I'm not saying Kawhi would have. And then plus, Kawhi Leonard gets the inbound and takes like a half-court 3 and misses it. It wasn't a half-court. It was a long 3, though. Where he in the game, where are we here? Well, going into that shot, he was 1 of 3. And that one was a lucky bounce. Got the friendly bounce off the backboard. And off the rim. And about every part of the rim. So you take Freddie VanVleet out. And with 12 seconds left, you want to dial up a pretty good look, don't you? They try a quick trigger, and it was not, for me, it wasn't a good shot. I know Kawhi Leonard is fantastic, and he showed today defensively he's a spectacular player, and even with 18 points, he was still a threat constantly. But I didn't understand that shot. And not having Fred VanVleet on the floor in that dying seconds when you need a three baffled me. It really did. Freddie VanVleet, CJ, look, he was 2 of 4 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. Problem, though, minus 14 while he was on the floor. And I understand you really didn't care. You needed a 3-point shot, so you want to put your best 3-point shooters out there. Well, Fred VanVleet's pretty darn good from behind the arc. And if I was Nick Nurse, and I know Kyle Lowry is this driving force for the team, I wouldn't have been opposed to sitting Lowry in that last set and having VanVleet out there. But that's just my feeling. I know people are going to say, well, Kyle Lowry is the guy on the team. I get that. And I get he's making the big money. And I know he's done a lot for this team in the past. But in this moment in time, he is not the best player on this team. He is not shooting the three well when you need a three. Fred VanVleet was shooting the three ridiculously good tonight. And you put him on the bench. That's just my feeling. I don't agree with it. The Raptors lose. They've now lost 2 straight games. But the one positive that I want to take from this game, the one positive, is that in that fourth quarter, the reason I started out the video saying the Raptors shot a horrendous 3-point percentage in the first 3 quarters is because in the fourth, they were knocking down their threes. Quite a few of them. Big reason of why they got back into this game. They made their shots. You know, as much as like the 3-point percent, what would they make, right? They make 35% from 3, 15 for 43. That's pretty good, considering what it was at halftime. But it's got to be better throughout an entire 48 minutes. And we've gotten used to seeing this type of thing lately, guys. I think you guys can agree with me in the sense of we've gotten used to seeing this team go down and try and claw back late and make a big push. And ideally, the way they have shot the ball lately hasn't happened that way. And look, this game was game 1 of a ridiculously crazy stretch that's going to be going on for this team. And you lost game 1. Really, ideally, one of your only home games during this crazy stretch. Because now you go play Denver on the road. I'm not saying it's not in order. I think you play the Clippers on the road, Golden State on the road, Portland on the road, Denver on the road. Where's an easy game in there? You can say, well, Portland, look, they still have Lillard and McCollum. They're still damn good players. And you can throw some other guys in the mix if you guys want to. There's no easy game coming up for this team for a little while. And I'm not saying this was, because clearly it wasn't. It's 1 versus 2, and the Bucks are a fantastic team. The Greek Freak's amazing. And guys, you know, I'm a Raptor fan, but you got to appreciate some players on opposing teams. And I wouldn't say my favorite player in the league, but one of my favorite guys to watch is Malcolm Brogdon. Watching that guy shoot the ball, I mean, it looks effortless. And no one talks about him, right? We hear about Eric Bledsoe, and we hear about all that. Brogdon had 18 today on 3 of 5 from 3, plus 12 on the floor. What's he averaging this year? 15.5 points a game. He's shooting 47% from 3, almost 52% from the field. And he's a shooting guard, so he's not some big man taking a few shots here and there. He's doing a ridiculously good job. And he's 97% from the free throw line. Malcolm Brogdon is the real deal. He is fantastic. And that Bucks team scares the living tar out of me. You could say, well, the Raptors are better. Yeah, maybe. But Giannis didn't put up the numbers Giannis usually puts up. He only had 19 points. Yeah, he had 20 rebounds and 7 assists. But we got used to seeing this guy putting up 30. He did not. Middleton only had 10. Bledsoe only had 9. And then Brogdon with 18, Tony Snell with 10. Like, guys, this team is good. This Raptor team, if they can find a way to consistently shoot the 3-ball more, and I think I saw in the comment section a little bit you guys talking about it, and I think I tend to agree with you. I think the Raptors should go out there and get some more 3-point shooters. I'm not saying, like, a guy like Kyle Korver. I know he obviously went back home to Utah, where I think he started his career in Utah, and that's great. And that's a great player for that team in Utah. Kyle Korver's a great 3-point shooter. He always has been forever. That's the type of player the Raptors need. A guy who can consistently shoot the 3. Because they don't have that. Miles can knock down a few threes here and there. Freddie VanVleet, well, we thought he would be consistent this year. He had a terrible start, and he's been better lately. But we want to see that consistently, but you can't just have one guy. Lowry's been horrendous from 3. Leonard's been he's been all right from 3. The last few games, he's been fantastic. But today, and in previous games, maybe not so much. This team needs to go out and do something like that. I'm not saying right now, because it's not even 30 games into the year. But I think that's something, if we're gonna look if you're gonna look for something to improve this team, I think that's where you look. Now, whether that means getting CJ Miles some more time, and look, I try and have faith in that guy. They're paying him enough for me to try and have faith in him. And he knocked down a big 3 in the game today, and that's fantastic. But you want to see more than just one. And if you're going to ask for a reliable 3-point shooter, you want to ask them to be out there in the big minutes. Not when CJ's been playing. So, guys, like we said, next up, the Raptors, like I said, head out to LA to take on the Clippers. It's a 10:30 tip-off on Tuesday night. All right? So, guys, get your hot chocolates. Get a little snack if you want it. Because the Raptors are going to be playing a late one there on Tuesday night against the Clippers. Like I said, 10:30 tip-off. And they've had a great start to their year, 16-9. They've been struggling a little bit as of late. But so have the Toronto Raptors. 8-2 in their last 10 games. I get that. But they've now lost 2 straight games. Or I think maybe 7-3 now in the last 10 games. But they've been struggling a little bit lately. They got to find a way to consistently shoot the 3. And I think that's something we're going to look forward to in the next game. Moving forward. The team did shoot only 41% from the field as well. Not so great. Rebounds +1 for the Raptors. Offensive glass +3. 24 assists for the Raptors. You will look at the turnovers, only 11. That's great. No numbers jump out at me as some sizable numbers. I mean, you could arguably say fouls. Well, there was 20 for the Raptors and 14 for the Milwaukee Bucks. And the free throw line, they got to the line 13 more times. We only got to the line 7 times, where they got to the line 20 times. But look, you can argue about the referees all you darn well please. In the end, the Raptor team did not shoot the ball well enough in the first 3 quarters to keep you in the game. If the Raptors shot the 3, made their wide open shots, they might have been able to blow these guys out because of how close it was when they weren't making their shots. But the fact that you had to crawl back into the game by making 3s, too little too late. And it sucks, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoy this video, and you guys enjoy the game today. It was entertaining, but are angry because the Raptors lost. Hit that like button to appreciate that. Credits to the Milwaukee Bucks. They're a damn good team. You got to give it to them. They have a lot of depth in that team. A lot of guys who can shoot the ball at a ridiculously good rate. They're one of the best, if not the best team in shooting the 3. So to come into this game for the Raptors, and being a team who has not shot the 3 ball well lately, it was going to be a tough test, and they lost. Not by much, but they lost, and it sucks. All right, so hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you think of the game. What have you thought of Kyle Lowry lately? I know he will find a way to get out of it at some point. We would have loved to see today to be the game where he came out and got the job done, especially late in the game where he took a 3, and I'm like, that's it. No, he misses it. So I want to hear what you guys have to say about Kawhi Leonard's game. What do you think of that fourth quarter play there with Nick Nurse? I want to hear if you guys have the same thoughts towards me on that. Evan and I will talk to you guys either Tuesday or Thursday, podcast edition. Link is in the description for the podcast channel, guys, and for the podcast itself on iTunes. Twitter is also down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff, and I will talk to you guys. Leafs edition Tuesday night as the Leafs are in Carolina taking on the Hurricanes. Both the Leafs and Raptors have lost 2 in a row. The Leafs look to get off the snide there on Tuesday in Carolina. Freddie Anderson and Curtis McElhinney are the expected starters in the game. Freddie looks to rebound after that real tough game against the Bruins. Hard to blame him in that one too much, but you want him to be better against the Carolina Hurricanes. And as for the Raptors, guys, like we said, they take on the LA Clippers in LA, 10:30 tip-off. One of the better teams in the Western Conference, taking on the number 1 seed in the East, who haven't been playing like it lately, but we know they can do it. We've seen it, and we love this team to death. So let's see what we can do against the LA Clippers. 10:30 tip-off in LA. Tuesday, December 11th. My birthday is the 12th, so it'll be going into my birthday morning. So there you guys go. I'll give you a little update on that whole spiel. And, all right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you guys then.